Robyn Brown says, I feel like we failed. I feel like I am embarrassed that we, showed our family to the world, and then that we can't keep ourselves close together. Now I don't know what my future is. It's a weird thing to say, and it's a weird thing to admit. It's a hard thing to admit. But right now, I'm trying to sort of find my future, if that makes any sense. Hello, everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone has having a wonderful day after watching these videos. Stay with us to see the excellent news of Sister Wives. Please hit the subscribe button and watching this video. Well, there's going to be a new season of Sister Wives coming out on September 15th and apparently gearing up for the start of the season. An onslaught of rumors and sources are coming out of the woodwork to share details about what's going on in the lives of those who have been very quiet in the off-season. Two people on the show, Kody and Robyn, do not maintain a very heavy social media presence. In fact, both of them have really fallen into the woodwork. They basically hide because of all the hate they receive on the show. It's very different from how things used to be when family members would go out and tweet, reply to comments during the show, post regularly on their social media platforms, and present a united front to the world. In March 2019, Miss Robyn Brown stopped posting on her social media, including her Instagram and her Facebook pages. He live-tweeted the event until 2021, but hasn't been on social media much since then. She has a profile on Pinterest where she posts about God and being a victim of everything. So naturally, a new article that came out from The Sun is speaking to a source about Robyn. Again, Robyn is coming out as the victim in the situation with Kody, and Robyn is apparently not done dragging her ex-husband through the mud. And she's comparing Kody to her ex-husband. And apparently, she is on the verge of leaving Kody because everything has gone terrible, and Kody is so controlling and a horrible human being. I want to remind people that last year, before the start of the season last summer, similar articles were published about Kody and Robyn. Numerous articles have been published about Kody and Robyn's marriage, and clearly, the marriage may be in trouble. However, she said last year she was miserable. So she's apparently still miserable. And it says that she may leave her husband due to his controlling behavior in a volatile marriage. Whoa! Sister Wives Robyn Brown may leave husband Kody due to his controlling behavior. So the source is probably Kody, Robyn, or one of their friends. It's leaking very heavily in Robyn's favor, with Robyn being the victim in the situation. It says that she may be the fourth and final wife to leave Kody, as the marriage has almost hit rock bottom. And we get a small glimpse of what's going on in the marriage on the show, because they only included a clip of Robyn basically saying that she's having a hard time respecting Kody. And then she said that she felt like an idiot that was left behind. So this is what the family source told The Sun, and you can take this for what it's worth. Robyn and Kody are not doing well. They have been very unhappy, and I mean, they've been unhappy since everything fell apart. But even more so now, it's getting worse. I wouldn't be surprised if things are falling apart in their family because the daughters, Brianna and Aurora, are constantly posting pins on their Pinterest boards that make it look like things are not happy in their family. According to sources, the reason for the breakup is because of how angry Kody is. They wrote he's just really mad at the world right now. He's not who he used to be at all. He's completely changed, he's angry, and he's volatile. And he doesn't like anybody that's not worshiping him. I don't think the fact that Kody always wanted people to worship him has changed much. I think now that Robyn has to be around her all the time, maybe she'll finally see what she's really like. I think his anger is always bad, but I think obviously when a narcissist loses control, they can be overwhelming. I think that's where he's at. The source went on to say that Kody is very controlling, which has led Robyn to become submissive. I don't doubt that Kody is controlling. I know a lot of people say that Robyn is controlling, and I think Robyn is controlling to a degree. However, I think that with the way that the relationship is structured and the way that their entire culture is structured, Kody is, obviously, the one to be in control. And the way Robyn was raised by her mother was to submit to the husband. The husband is always right. You have to do what you need to do to keep the husband happy. whatever that means, in the bedroom or whatever. And when you're plural, his wife then taught him how to stand up and influence families. Women don't hold positions of power in their society, and since they followed a patriarchal system, she can reign in some degree of control. But I believe she is very controlling of Robyn, and I also believe she is very controlling of the children. The source went on to explain that she used to be more social. She used to visit friends, and she used to talk on the phone for hours, but that no longer happens. The trailer shows them arguing, and Robyn, on the verge of breaking down, says, "I'm having a hard time feeling like I'm losing respect for you." And he says, "I can't even get it straight with you now." They've been together for 14 years, and she believes that Kody is turning into her ex, David Preston Jessup. Now, this is the part of the story I don't really appreciate, because honestly, there's no reason to bring Preston up whatsoever, because they haven't been together in years, more than 15 years. They've been divorced since 2008. The facts about their marriage, which was a 7-year marriage, which she left, which he divorced her, and which no actual abuse was found, and no one outside of Robyn can attest to it. Everyone I've talked to knows that their relationship wasn't like this. So I want to put that caveat here. She says they think that Robyn could definitely leave if things continue in the current direction. Robyn is not committed to staying if things don't change. That's just what it has come down to. Their marriage is not going to sustain this kind of control. She's not going to let her kids be raised in the same volatile, angry state that her other kids were raised in. Kody is turning into a mirror image of David. She took her kids away from him and took his parental control away. You think she's going to stick around for this? They also argue that there was so much love early in the relationship that she fell in love with the man who took care of her family. First of all, this person bringing up his ex again seems very unnecessary. And so Dayton was 9, 8 when they left the marriage. Her daughter Aurora was 6 or 7. Brianna was 4. So most of Brianna's life, she didn't grow up that way. Most of Aurora's life, she didn't grow up that way. And Dayton always seemed like he had a good relationship with his dad. So I don't know what to make of that. But again, she took her kids from him and took his parental control away. Yes, he did it so Kody could adopt them so they could put their kids on the show. But he would not allow his children to grow up restless, angry. But they are probably being raised in worse circumstances. The only difference now is that Robyn actually has, I don't know, more money than she did with Preston. Preston didn't have money. He wasn't wealthy. I think a lot of the reason their marriage broke up was because Robyn wanted to be famous, and he didn't want to be married to her because she wanted to be famous, and he didn't want to be polygamous, and she wanted to be a plural wife, and he didn't want the kids in the cult. She wanted the kids in the cult. They develop a weird reason why he can't have control of the kids or can't have access to the kids. Her narrative about Preston is not backed by anything I've ever spoken to about anyone from anywhere. Like I've spoken to Preston's cousin that's very close to him, who has absolutely nothing bad to say about Preston. I've spoken to Preston's niece. I've spoken to a high school friend of Preston. I've spoken to another cousin of his. Like, the only person that speaks this negatively about him is Robyn. That's not to say he's perfect, but it feels unfair. She could say all of these things without dragging him into it. He's no longer that person that takes care of his family, and they claim that she could definitely see her leaving if he continues this. It's been how many years of him being like this? He has been a brooding, irate maniac since 2019, so that's 5 years. If Ariella is 8, going to be 9, that means that most of her life she's been with a father that's controlling, angry, and volatile, she went on to say. Her children are still young, and she is financially dependent on Kody, so it will be difficult to leave the marriage at this point, noting that Kody has taken her away from his business ventures. I think it's very strange again because Robyn is gone. Her husband, ex-husband, when she was 30 plus $1,000 in debt on credit card bills that she racked up and carried, borrowed money from her family to pay off the debt, then never returned the money as part of her divorce settlement. Take the loan with a portion of the loan. And then she couldn't declare bankruptcy because of that. He couldn't declare bankruptcy because of it. She financially ruined them. She's done this before. I think it's that she's so comfortable now she doesn't want to go back and they're claiming. I think he's so comfortable now he doesn't want to go back and they're demanding. And so he's blaming the failure on my sister, wife's closet Kody. And he's blaming her instability at the end of their marriage, and children and money are really keeping her in marriage. She has admitted in the past that she ended her first marriage due to abuse. My kids come first, always, and then she reveals that there was a lot of struggle and pain in past marriages. I promised myself as I came out of my divorce, I was like, if I ever marry again, I'm going to be more cautious and more careful. I'm having a hard time with this narrative because she and David were again only married for 7 years. I think they got married in 99 or 2000, and they were married and they lived together until 2007. She's been with Kody twice as long as she's been with Preston. Twice as long. And I would say that based on Kody's behavior on the show, he's probably 10 times worse than Preston. I think she's a will. She had been willing to overlook a lot of his behavior because of the money and because of the lifestyle. Because that's what she wanted. I think she wanted to be famous. So again, staying with a man who is violent and abusive according to this demand for money because he left before you broke up. She could easily leave again and find something else to do. She also is in a community property state, so all of her assets that she owns jointly with Kody, she has access to all of their bank accounts she has access to. She's the legal wife. It's far less destitute than I think she wants to claim. And they have a show. So again, the other wives left and were able to maintain their lives. None of them have gone broke. All of them have done well. I don't know why she thinks she's worse than my sister-in-law's closet failure, but I don't believe Kody took her away from it. I honestly think it was a junk business that wasn't working. No one is buying their bullshit. Apparently, she's upset that Christine is always rubbing it in her face or rubbing it in everyone's face about being happy, so it's Christine rubs her happiness in everyone's face. She's like Little Miss Sunshine. Life is perfect and everyone is drawn to her still. It kind of pisses David off. And especially with Janelle being Christine's bestie and showing the happy train. I don't know why that would piss David off that Christine's happy. Whatever. Janelle, we know, threatens to lawyer up. She never did. And the season premiere is on September 15th. So the comments at the end about David and Christine don't make a whole lot of sense to me because honestly, why would she be happy that he would be mad? I think she's happy that she's happy. Regardless, it seems more like Robyn is bitter and angry that Christine is happy, jealous that Christine is happy and he isn't. Now that Robyn doesn't have the insanity she got from Kody, then the love bombing, and the fact that he's constantly trying to woo her and win her over and prove that he wants her. She doesn't have the same leverage that she once did. Before, when there were other women, she could get her way and say, well, if you don't do this for me, you can go stay at your other wives and I'll leave. And then he would, bend over backwards to give her what she wanted and cater to her every woman need. She always used the leverage of kicking him out to another wife. She doesn't have that anymore. She doesn't have that tool anymore. She can't tell Kody to go find someone else or go with Christine because there's no one to go to anymore. No one to compete with. She has no leverage to hold over his head. I mean, other than saying, I'm going to divorce you. I don't think that scares him anymore. I don't think it makes him want to do better for her. I think Kody has already said that there are times in his life where he's just going to throw in the towel on it all and walk away and start all over and start over with someone else. So I don't think she can threaten him the same way that she once did. She doesn't get her needs met the way she once did because she doesn't have the power anymore. And being with someone you find abusive and controlling for money is the wrong message to send to kids, especially when you live in Arizona, which is again a community property state, and he's entitled to half of everything. The property he collected at Coyote Pass was not his property. So there's a couple parcels she claims no ownership to. But other than that, they have their house that she's a 50-50 owner of. She's on 2 parcels of land at Coyote Pass, 50-50 owner. She frankly has more assets than anyone else did when they left the family. She has and would have to go through a legal divorce with Kody, which would be different. They would have to go through asset division, and obviously, child custody, child support. All of that has to be determined. He didn't have a business venture, but neither did he have the motivation to venture out of my sister wife's closet. I think Kody wanted a lot of his time, but they didn't need him to do the work because they were relying on and using everyone else's money. So it was okay for them not to have a job, for her not to have a job, and not to have a business venture while the other women are there, because they can count on that money. But now it's a problem because now she can't leave. It's hard for me to feel like that Robyn's a victim in the situation. I know that she doesn't have the power of Kody. She's not the patriarch, and I believe that Kody is an abusive man. That's my opinion. But she has the tools, she has the complete. She has a network, she has a show. She could, frankly, if she wanted to leave him, write a frickin' tell-all about whatever an abuser is because he's the one that was always with her. She could spill everything. She could make so much money. People would probably like her better if she just said, like, yeah, you know what? I effed up, and Kody's a jerk. And she turned on him and threw him under the bus. Because right now, no one's going to like her for staying with him. She'd probably have more fans if she left. Frankly, because then she would be walking the walk where she said she wasn't going to stay in this family unless they remained a plural family. She said that she would never be in the family without Meri, and here she is in the family without Meri. So Kody and Robyn's relationship is on the quote UN quote verge. Do you actually believe that to be true? Or is this just more leakage to get people hyped up for the new season? Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.